Welcome back, everybody, to some more Lord of the Rings Online. I am back here in Agarnath, and I am primarily focused on the Black Book of Mordor quests here, but there are some as well that need completing, unrelated. But let's go ahead and talk to Hearthland to begin the episode.
There is one who has watched the movements of our enemies longer than any of us.
I have had an idea, Kippen. Each of the Masters of Mordor has walked this land longer than either of us, and they know its out-of-the-way corners better than we could ever hope to do. Even I, who fought during the Siege of Barad-dûr at the end of the Second Age and saw the shape of the land then, cannot pretend to the knowledge of those who seek to rule Mordor now. But there is one who has demonstrated such knowledge of the land to us. Do you remember? I do not trust him, for who truly could? But he has watched the movements of our enemies and knows somewhat of their motivations. I speak of Zaghrog, Kippen, the spirit in the stone. It may have seen more than we, and know of the place the Masters will settle upon in their council. Alright. In the caverns of Talath Urui, so that's pretty far away. I believe that is, yeah, all the way over here. I do have a milestone I could use. But let me do a few of the quests here. At least get a few objectives off, and then I'll use the milestone and go talk to the stone. I think that's probably appropriate. I do forget what I'm doing here. I need to defeat orcs, I need to find Vishnach, and I need to destroy stained totems. Alright. Faltor Gum. What is this, little orc camp here? As always, just a quick reminder, I am on Landscape Difficulty 3, Fearless. I just like to always excuse why it's taking me so long to kill enemies, right? I don't want you guys to think I suck, even though you've watched 900 and whatever many episodes of me actually being terrible at the game. I can't hide from you guys, you know? Like, people who are not recording their gameplay, they could probably get away with playing badly and fool people into thinking they're pretty good. But for me, there is no hiding. You guys get to see how just of an amateur I am. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to be that self-deprecating. I have gotten a lot better in my Warden. When I became more deliberate about being really good, when I sat down and designed the rotations and I practiced my rotation on the dummies, I do feel like I've improved significantly. I do feel like I've gotten a lot better. Definitely not a master, but I would say that I've gotten very good at the Warden. That is what's fun about the Warden, though. It's like it's a difficult class, but there's such a potential for learning, right? It's like a never-ending potential for growth with this class. You can always get better. You could always be more efficient at your gambit building. It's really cool. While scouting the wilds of Agarnath, you stumble upon a diseased troll. You decide that it is best to prevent this dangerous beast from harming others before continuing your soggy journey through the thorn and thicket. Now, what is this? That was it? I only needed to kill one? The lumbering troll is defeated, but you are alarmed to find dangerous creatures becoming even more threatening upon contracting this mysterious disease. You have a feeling further horrors await you deeper in Agarnath. Let's take a look at these cloaks. No, I still like all my agility, so... Alright, what am I doing? Destroying totems, killing more orcs. Yeah, even though I love the Warden, and although I haven't played every class, I gotta say Warden is my favorite. If I could go back and do it all over again, like restart the series, I would probably not pick the Warden. Just because it does require a lot of concentration with the gambit building. You really have to be thinking about it, and for somebody who's recording a series, it makes it a little bit more difficult for me to provide commentary, make sure the visuals are aesthetic, and also do the gameplay. It's just a lot going on. I would have picked a more simple class to just kind of go in there with. Probably a champion or something, because with a champion you can just like run in there and AoE everything, and you don't have to think too much. Alright, that is 10 orcs. Now I just need some totems. And then I do also need to find Vishnak. My little mount speed thing ran out. I looked up this 20% mount speed. I think I got it from like the Riders of Rohan expansion gift pack or something. I got 5 of these, but there is no other way to get these other than from the LOTRO store. So unfortunately, once I run out of these, I'm kind of done with them. Unless I choose to spend LOTRO points on them, which I probably will not. If they ever go on sale, I might drop some LOTRO points on them. Vishnak is tied to an altar. Infected orcs chant over him. Let me go, stupid orcs. I'll stab you in the eye when I get free. I need to defeat this guy. It's a big boy. That is a big orc. All right, excellent. You saved me from crazy orcs? Wow, you strong. I go back to hideout. Meet you there. You dare steal from the Lady of Blight? We will remember this. Balkar, the Blood Witch. Interesting. What's a good swamp without a witch that lives in the swamp, you know? Absolutely classic. Tell you what, if I was a witch, I'd go live in the swamp. Just seems appropriate. If you're a witch that lives like in the mountains or something, you're a B-tier witch. If you live in the forest, you're like a C-tier witch. You need to live in the swamp if you're like truly into it. Okay, so I got all of these completed, but now let me actually go back to... Let me triple check. I don't want to teleport to the wrong place. Yeah, I want to go here. That way I can go to the stone immediately. No, it's not Magash 2. Magash 2 is up here. Or, over here. This is Magash 2. So I want to go to Talathurui. I want to go to this milestone. I've gone to the wrong milestone too many times. Okay, from here, it shouldn't be too far. Yeah, it should be just over here. Mr. Stone. Mr. Stone statue.
I do not trust this creature, but he may have seen what is hidden to us.
Okay, what a creep. There is a silence in your mind for so long that you begin to doubt that Zaghrog will speak to you. Then, just as you are about to turn away, the presence returns. The questioning sea buffets you as before. Where will the master seek to meet? you ask the spirit. The only reply is silence. Have such meetings occurred before? You try again, but J.R.R. does not reply. The questioning sea recedes, leaving behind only sand and silt. Skeletal fish wriggle madly on the dry bed, gasping and dying. Then you notice their number. 9 fish die in the water's absence. The presence in the darkness that is J.R.R. watches you closely, and the fish are gone. A sudden flash of light blinds you with its brilliance, and you recognize a flat space with sparse trees near many falls. In the southern reaches of Lingris, hateful chittering fills your ears, and you know there's malevolent creatures behind you, but you are unable to turn and face it. Then you hear the voice of Otley Spiderbane, and you know he hunts the creature that stalks you. J.R.R. makes his demand, and his desires fill your mind and echoes in your ears. Kill, he says. So it looks like I have to go kill something in Lingris. Let's take a look at where exactly we're going to be going. All the way over here. So I do have that milestone there. But unfortunately, it's going to be on cooldown. Yeah, we're going to go to this location. But I will edit. I got 2 minutes left on the cooldown. I'll edit until it's ready to go. Okay, we are done with the cooldown. Off we go to Lingris. Excellent. Not too far. Actually, let me take a look at the road. Yeah, go up here and then take the southern road. Yeah, the Black Book of Mordor quest is certainly taking me all over the place. Has me running all over Mordor in all the regions we've been to. That's fine. By the way, the little mount speed that I was talking to you guys about earlier, normally my riding skill with journeyman riding is 78% speed, but with this active it gets all the way up to 98% speed, which is quite nice. I like it. Like I said, especially for somebody like myself recording the series over, 1,000 episodes, I think it could dramatically decrease the amount of just running around time, Oh no, it is Otley. He might have been injured by a ferocious creature. I almost killed it, but now it returns. Interesting. It is almost dead. I wish I could fight the full health version of it. That would be fun. You will not harm Otley Spiderbane. The creature falls dead. This may be enough for J.R.R. Aha! Well done. I love how he liked that so much that he immediately was just like healed and stood up.
Thank you for finishing the job. That was quite a fight.
Alright, and now I have to go back again, but my cooldown is on cooldown. Let's see. Yeah, there's no stable nearby or anything. It's kind of far. I'll just edit again when the cooldown's off for the sake of keeping the series moving along for you guys. So, see you in a little bit. And off we go. Back once more to the stone. Making good progress. Wonder if it's gonna send me to some other region of Mordor to kill something else very far away. I'm just trying to get everything to converge up in the swamp. That way I can do all my questing there. That's kind of the philosophy behind knocking out some of these Black Book of Mordor quests. Because it seems like it is gonna ultimately lead me back to the swamp, right?
You have done as the spirit asked. Will he do as he promised?
Unlike your previous visit, J.R.R. does not make you wait this time. He is present immediately with a hungering and eager need. The spider is slain, you say, and J.R.R.'s confusion is apparent. You see the hidden gully in Lingris once again, and feel the stalking shadow, and hear Otley Spiderbane bellow his battle cry. A feeling of great insistence spears at you over and over. The spider, you say once more, and Zaghrog responds at once. The dwarf. No, you respond. You are buffeted by disappointment and anger. The spirit's rage is a crushing ceiling that presses down on you. It is a cauldron of boiling fire that scalds you. It is a torrent of icy rain that freezes and pierces your skin. It passes, and Zaghrog's rage is replaced with a sullen resentment. Where will the masters meet, you ask once again, and Zaghrog shows you the 9 dying fish, inexplicably and inexorably breathing their last. Finally, the images fade, and your feet are compelled to walk to the northwest. Zaghrog remains, nursing his disappointment, but you are confident that he has given you what you need. He says, I must walk to the northwest.
That is all he has given us?
They will meet to the northwest? Let's find out. Let me just look at the map and make sure it's nothing crazy. Alright, looks like, yeah, I'm just gonna start going that way. Mount Doom fills your vision, and you know at once the masters will meet on the slopes of Orudruin. Nice. That is pretty epic. That would be the place to meet, you know?
Of course. How did I not see it?
Orudruin stands between the lands that the masters of Mordor have claimed for themselves, and on the slopes of Mount Doom, they will feel most secure from the treachery of their rivals. That is where the meeting will take place. I am certain of it.
You will need a disguise of some kind if you are to attend the meeting in secret.
It will be easier to gain access to this meeting in the open air than it would be to pass the guards of Saragost or any of the fortress of Mordor. But that is not to say that it will be a simple matter. You will need a disguise of some sort to get near the masters without their knowledge. But what sort of raiment will serve the purpose, I cannot say. Mithrandir may know better than I, Kippen. Return to Minas Tirith and consult the wizard, and I will continue to monitor Larith's progress in plague making. Alright, what do I have to get me to Minas Tirith? I have a muster in Minas Tirith. Let's do that. That's another perk of being an warden. You get the muster skills. Okay, the thing is, I think you have to go to a specific version of Minas Tirith, which I always found very confusing. Is it outside? Might be outside that you change the version of Minas Tirith, like after battle, before battle, all that. God, I really don't remember. Maybe it is in here. It's with one of the stable masters, isn't it? I am so annoyed. I'm so annoyed. I'm gonna try not to complain about it too much, but it is not clear at all how to get to after battle Minas Tirith. It took me like 20 minutes of looking this up and trying a bunch of stuff to be able to get here, which shouldn't be the case for a game, you know? But essentially, like, teleporting over here wouldn't work, riding over here wouldn't work. I even went back to the Black Gate to see if there was like a pony that could take me, or that wagon guy. What I had to do is, I went to the old version of Minas Tirith, I took a pony from there to Osgiliath, from Osgiliath I took a pony here, and now it seems like it finally worked. But, ridiculous, I just needed to vent for a second.
What brings you back to the city?
Yes, Kippen, what brings you back to the city? Have you learned if Larith is near to achieving her goal? You tell Mithrandir that Harthalin is studying the effects of the Athelas on the samples you collected in Argonath, but that you have learned of a meeting of the Masters of Mordor will occur on the slopes of Orudruin. You intend to gain access to this meeting. You might learn much that would be of use, but it will be very dangerous. You will need a raiment of disguise if you are to avoid detection. Ah, I know what will serve. The Gurjul. And indeed, many others in Mordor rely upon their slaves for labor and the many menial tasks that keep the iron wheel of Gorgoroth turning. As a result, obedient slaves often pass beneath notice. I suspect that the Master of Mordor do not even see them, though they rely upon their presence. If you were to obtain the rags worn by a freed Nirnhoth, and if that were brought to the city, a tailor in Minas Tirith might be able to fashion a suitable disguise for you. I last saw one of the freed Nirnhoth on the north side of the Third Circle, trying to become comfortable in their new home. I will meet you at Kirith Gorgor once you have arranged for a disguise with the tailor. Alright, so I can swift travel up to the 6th circle, so that doesn't make much sense. So I have to manually go up. Actually, it probably does make more sense to swift travel to the 6th circle. Because it may seem like if I have to go up 3 levels, that's the same as going down 3 levels, but the upper levels are smaller, right? They're like less of a distance. So it may be more efficient to go up to the 6th and then ride down, but we're too late. We're riding up to the 3rd. Decisions have been made. Yeah, my recording right now is at 52 minutes. And I know editing out all of that, I'm probably at like 20 minutes or something. So I'm super annoyed because now I gotta store this giant video file on my hard drive. I'm just so salty about having to get back to this version of Minas Tirith and it not being easy or clear at all on how to do that. They should have a pony. Like when you're in the old version of Minas Tirith, there should be a swift travel to after battle version, right? There's one to the Midsummer version, which is like the wedding of Aragorn and Arwen thing that I haven't even gotten to yet. And that doesn't even count as this. It's like a separate instance. Alright, I said I wouldn't complain, and here I am complaining. We're done now. That's enough. That's enough, Master Kippen. Okay. Should be just up here. Let's see if we can get some slave rags. You have found a group of Nirnhoth trying to become used to their new lives.
Every moment that comes, I think we will be sent back.
I cannot believe this will last.
We are doing the best we can.
It is not easy.
You are not here to send us back to Mordor? Promise me.
Huja listens to your request and slowly his look of fear is replaced with caution. You do not want to do this, Kippen. Aram and Itli were in the service of Ugrukor's table, and the tales they have told you of the cruelty are beyond belief. If you try to deceive him, you will be found out, and death could not come swiftly enough for you. I retained the clothes I wore in servitude, for some part of me believed that I would no longer be free of it. There was a part of me, too, that feared to dispose of them. Why? The reason must appear foolish to you, but I thought if I no longer had them at hand, I would forget the time I spent in servitude, or the family and friends I lost in those years. I will give them to you for this reason, Kippen, that you will use them to help put an end to Ugrukor and others like him, for Aram and Itli and for their families and mine. May they be of use to you, and I will try not to feel their loss overmuch. It will not be easy, but it will be worthwhile if this act helps to free my people and puts an end to their misery and torment in Mordor. Some reluctance, but hopeful smile, Huja gives you a bundle of rags. A tailor on the southeastern side of the 3rd circle. Alright. Looks like they're not actually in my inventory yet. Need to go get them tailored first. Minas Tirith, huh? Back here once again. Let's see where this tailor is. Should be right up here. There he is.
You wish me to modify these so you may wear them? These are mere rags.
Are you sure you would not prefer the latest fashion of the city instead? These are a little more than dirty rags. Very well, I will do what I can. I will send them along to you when they are finished. Iorzan followed you to the tailor, and now he seeks to get your attention. You are up to something, Kippen. I overheard your directions for the tailor, and there can only be one reason for you to wear the clothes of the Nirnhoth. You plan to sneak into one of the fortresses of Mordor. Do not try to deny it. Iorzan knows whatever you might say would be a lie. He's often called Iorzan the Perceptive, after all. Iorzan looks from side to side and shifts his weight from one foot to the other. When he speaks again, the words come in a rush and a tumble, as if they were embarrassed to speak them. There are none in the city that Iorzan would consider a friend, but you may be the nearest to that lofty prize, Kippen. If you do not get to yourself killed climbing the walls of Sedagot or rattling the bars of Nerbond, you might hope to achieve my friendship in time. But Iorzan does not befriend corpses. Iorzan speaks more softly now, and his words are earnest in a way that you have rarely heard from the Klundalar chief. I think you are a fool to attempt this, but I will share something with you in the hope that it will improve your chance of survival. The bosses pay no heed to their servants or slaves, as long as they are obedient. That will change in an instant if the servant disobeys. You must do whatever you are commanded to do, or they will see through your disguise. This should serve you well with Ugrukor, Tugobeth, and any of their minions. But there is one you should beware in any circumstance. Whatever Urudani has become, I do not think she would be blinded by your appearance. She may be more sensitive to your deception. You must try to keep away from Urudani at any cost. I have done all I can, Kippen. It is more than anyone else would do, but this city is confusing and unpleasant, and if I am stuck here, I would rather have someone such as you to hear my complaints. Keep that in mind when you sojourn on your foolish errand, and let it inspire you to subtlety. The tailor has finished resizing the Nirnhoth garments and bundles them up for you. Talk to Mithrandir in Kidith Gorgor. Alright, so we are returning all the way to the Udun foothold again. Perfect. So, I think this is actually a great stopping point for this episode. I'm going to ride back to Mithrandir along this road, and I will see you guys in the next episode right next to him. And then we'll see about this meeting between the leaders of Mordor. Should be a pretty exciting quest, I think. It's sounding really cool to me, so I'm excited about it. Thanks again for watching. See you guys next time.
Thanks for stopping by the Renaissance Gaming Monastery. I hope you join our community on Discord and Twitter. These videos are produced with a lot of hard work and love. If you think they're worth $1, I'd be grateful for your contribution. You can send a thanks donation or become a member on YouTube. You can also support through PayPal, Patreon, or even with cryptocurrency. All links are in the description. See you on the next video.